hoods, he a carpenter like Jesus. The plug must be John Cena, cause we ain't fucking seen him. My nigga think he Shaq, he keep on begging me to feed him. He dipped and I became cold, bitch, I ain't never need him.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Little Kenny. We back with another video, and y'all already know what it is. Today it's a live update. We bring in y'all some breaking news. Not really breaking news, but it's a little bit of news to the channel today. Now, if you look over to the left, you can see a Snapchat group chat. Now, I was sending out promos, trying to get my friends to go check out the boys' video. You know what I mean? And then my man's LJ replies, avid Chargers fan. If it's not Chargers, I don't care. Hashtag best roster in the league. Now, I can't blame the man. If he's a Chargers fan, he wants some Chargers content, we'll give it to him. But what he needs to understand is, and hopefully after he watches this video, he'll see the Chargers aren't the best lineup in the league. They're not the best roster. Not saying it's not close. It's arguable. We can have this argument. They have maybe a top 5 roster for sure, especially with some of the names they've added. But to say they have the best roster in the league, number 1, is kind of a joke. So go ahead, check out the next segment, y'all, and I hope you enjoy the video. But don't forget to follow us on Instagram. You got the show at OverXPod, OVER_X_pod. Go follow my page at _KC3_, and go ahead and follow that man at _CamX. And like I said, I'm gonna catch you on the next segment, man. So y'all see the weapons they got. Let's go ahead and go down the list, man. First, they got Justin Herbert. Then they got Keenan Allen. Their other receiver they got out there, Mike Williams. And the left tackle, just in case you needed a blind side, you needed a man's blocking for you, we got Rashawn Slater. And that man toting the ball, a great fantasy acquisition for show, Austin Eckler. Now, I low-key want to just call this the fantasy offense, because this is a great fantasy lineup for offense. You're going to get a lot of points. Justin Herbert's going to go off every weekend. Keenan Allen's going to go off every weekend. And even Mike Williams. Mike Williams was a beast his first few weeks of fantasy. And just even in regular play, he's not a bad deep ball receiver. So, I see what LJ was saying. You know what I mean? But when I look at this and I look at other rooms and receivers, you can compare this to, let's say, I don't want to say the Saints, but you could honestly compare this roster to the Saints just a little bit. You got a guy in Jameis Winston. Depending on how you view Jameis, you might see him as a good player. You might not. Not saying he's quite better than Justin Herbert. I would give it another year. He'd have to prove himself again. But as far as college went, Jameis was obviously a way better player, winning a national championship. So you got Justin Herbert compared to Jameis Winston. Then on the receiving side, you got a Michael Thomas comparing him to the Keenan Allen. If not, they got a Juice Landry and a Chris Olave. Two of those guys are better than both of these guys. Now, a lot of people will argue Keenan Allen is a top 5 receiver. He's one of those guys that gets under the radar a lot. So I'm not hating on Keenan. I'm just saying. And as far as, Austin Eckler, I'm drawing a blank on one of the linemen for the Saints right now. But Austin Eckler compared to Alvin Kamara, oof. We all know the answer to that. It's a no-brainer. So you can obviously see we can throw even a Saints team who isn't the best roster in the league up against this Chargers offense already. And you can see it might not be the best roster in the league. Not saying it's not a good roster, but it's just not the best. Next, let's move over to the defense, right, guys? Now on this defense, it's star-studded as well. It's not a bad defense, guys. We got Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, and Darwin James. Now, if you've been paying attention to some of my other videos, then you know that video I just made about the top 10 defenders in this league. I'm telling you, Joey Bosa is a top 10 defender, but he's not even better than Myles Garrett. I'm pretty sure he was the 6th on that defenders list. And he's not better than a Myles Garrett. He's not better than an Aaron Donald. And you can argue he's not better than Nick Bosa. So already right there, I can name a few guys better than Joey. Khalil Mack, also in one of my other videos. That guy is a beast as well. Did a lot of great things for the Bears. Great things. Now he's coming over out to warm weather. Who knows? He'll probably play better the whole season just because of that fact. You know what I'm saying? But Khalil coming down towards the end of his career. He's definitely got about like 5 years left. I'll give him 4 or 5 years for sure. But Khalil Mack isn't even the best linebacker in the league. So what are we talking about here? It's just, I want to say, guys, Khalil going, and I said this in my other video, Khalil Mack going to the Chargers definitely makes them a better defense. But I don't know if these 4 guys combined together make a top 3 defense. They definitely combined together would make a top 5 defense. I do believe that. Like, I'm not debating that this isn't a top 5 team roster-wise, just on paper. But as far as it being the best, it's not. And J.C. Jackson coming over from the Patriots doesn't make it any better, guys. Like, I like JC. I actually caught a lot more Patriots games than I'd like to, take credit for. And even in those Bills games, JC was out there locking up. So I truly feel like people will take this the wrong way when I say this, but he's not the best corner in the league. And even though he's going to be out there helping out Darwin James, he'll be the corner. Darwin is obviously a safety. I just don't see him making the biggest impact for this defense, especially when they're in a stacked division this year. Yeah, the division doesn't have Tyreek Hill, but there's a lot better receivers. You're going to have a healthy Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, KJ Hamler, like Darren Waller. And those aren't even the receiver, Valdez Scantling, you know what I'm saying? McCole Hardman. So JC is going to get a whole lot of different type tiers of talent when it comes to this season. Last year he was guarding a Stephon Diggs, and that was it. Maybe a Jalen Waddle every now and again. So I'm not hating on JC, but I definitely feel like he's going to have to prove himself this year. We're going up against better competition week in and week out. And Darwin James, the Madden man himself, host of the Darwin Bowl, that man is a beast. And I honestly, if I said this in my last video, he's my top, probably my 3rd safety. He's not number 1. He's not Tyrann Mathieu. He's not Minkah Fitzpatrick, but he's Darwin James. He's number 3 on my list as far as safeties go. And he's like, once again, it sucks for the Chargers. Somehow they go so hard. They're so good, but they don't get the recognition they deserve sometimes. And Darwin flies a little bit under the radar. Once again, not hating on the man, but I just don't feel like this whole roster put together is going to be a threat to the league, especially with the stacked division we're coming in. I got the Chargers going 3rd in the division. Y'all already know that. They're going to come behind the Chiefs and the Raiders. Whichever order you want to put the Raiders and the Chiefs in, it doesn't matter. Still feel like they'll obviously be better than Denver, but they've got a lot to prove if they think they're going to be better than those 2 other teams. So I think I gave all my points. LJ, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you stayed to the end of the video. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think is the best defense in the league. Excuse me. Who the best roster in the league is. You can tell me who the best defense is too. But go ahead and let me know who the best roster in the league is. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Have a blessed day. Peace.
Cheeks are riding in the sleep. I wanna be
For a 2024 conditional pick, 5th round? Come on, y'all. and the Browns are paying, what, $10 million of his salary? I think the Panthers might have got over on this one, y'all.